Hey everyone, today we're going to go through Claude Skills, what they are, how they're structured, how we use them across SEO, PPC, ABM, and content for our B2B SaaS clients at Triple Dot. Now, if you've used Claude for marketing work, the output is great one day. It can be different the next day just because the prompt is different, right? Now, when it comes to a team level basis, a teammate can't reproduce what you did because the prompt lives in your chat history or worse, your brain history. So Claude Skills are the fix for that. They are an asset that turn one-off prompts into systems that run the same way every time. So when you use Claude through a prompt, say like you type something and then you copy paste the output, first the output can vary. Same question on a different day can give a structurally different answer. The tone can be different. Sections can get completely dropped. Client work especially, this is a quality problem that someone needs to keep catching. The second problem is that knowledge can evaporate, right? By evaporate, what we mean is that a good prompt is worthless if nobody can find it 3 weeks later, right? Worthless in the sense that it's not repeatable. Chat histories are not really version controlled, and new members need to start from scratch, and this can lead to clients noticing drops in quality. The third problem is that prompts are not scalable. Copy pasting between Ahrefs, Claude, Sheets, Notion, and so on for 5 tasks is just going to take on and on, right? So the solution here is not better prompts. It's to treat Claude as an infrastructure, and that is where skills come into the play. So what does a skill look like? One, it's reusable. It runs the same every time. There's no variation between who triggers it or when. It's connected. It pulls live data from tools like Ahrefs or Google Ads or HubSpot through MCP. So you don't have exports or copy pasting. And the final advantage is that skills bring a sense of structure. You get the same output every run. So whether it's a spreadsheet or it's a JSON payload, you get something that's machine consistent. So to quickly introduce you to MCP in case you don't know what it is, it stands for Model Context Protocol. You'll see that referenced throughout the video. So it's basically a universal connector standard for hooking up AI to external tools. Now here's the data flow for a skill, right? On the left, you have your data sources like Ahrefs or Semrush or Google Ads or HubSpot. These feed through the MCP layer, which handles live ingestion, and Claude does the analysis and transformation. So in the other end, you get the structured output, which is an Excel file or a Word document or a Notion document. Your marketing data comes in live, so there's no exports or tab switching, and this is not some niche standard, right? This is actually backed by Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, and AWS. Now at Triple Dot, every skill that we build follows the DBS framework. So D is the direction, which is the system prompt itself. This is where you spend the bulk of your time. This has the role definition, the output specification, the quality constraints, the edge case handling. Now, 80% of a skill's output quality basically comes from this layer. This is the layer that is most similar to a normal Claude prompt. B is the blueprint. This is the workflow architecture, right? So this consists of the inputs, the data, the call order, the branches, the output destinations. You map this before you build anything, including the direction. So this is the first step. This typically takes us 20 minutes of planning, and it saves us hours of work. And the third part of it is the solutions, which is the execution platform itself. In Triple Dot, we use our proprietary platform called Slate. So use a platform that has native MCP support, multi-modal orchestration, shared workspaces, and stuff like that, because only then can the whole team trigger it, and only then can auditing skills without engineering also be possible. To quickly show you how Triple Dot uses skills, we deploy skills under 6 categories as a marketing agencies. SEO and content, we use it for briefs, keyword clustering, linking engines, research and audit, geo audit, content gap analysis, and stuff like that. For paid media, once again, we use it for keyword research, negative keyword audits, landing page scoring, CRO audits, data validation, basically like a whole fact-checking pipeline that extracts claims, verifies them, and rewrites along with citations. We also use skills for ABM and enrichment, which is like ICP scoring, persona classification, etc. And finally, content production, right? The most obvious choice. Blog drafts, brand voice enforcement, even publish to CMS directly workflows. And these skills are like iterative, right? For example, V1 is just the happy path, but by the time we reach a V3 or a V4, you start refining the quality and just gets better and better. That's a great thing about skills. Just diving deep into one skill example, which is content brief generation, because this is probably the highest ROI skill for most marketers. On the left, you have the manual version. On the right, you have the skill version. So look at that, right? Like manual version probably takes around an hour, while the skill version takes you 10 minutes. And how do you decide when you should build a skill or not, right? We use the scoring matrix, frequency, time predictability times manual effort, each on a 1 to 5 scale. If it scores above 60 out of 125, then probably go ahead and build the skill. You can see the split here. Content briefs, keyword clustering, keyword audits, fact checking, all of those are automatable. But when it comes to brand level decisions, creative direction, client relationships, obviously it's better to have those human led. So how do you build your first skill? There are 3 steps. 1, define the output, formats, fields. It needs to be specific enough that people reading your spec produce the same result. 2, write the direction prompt. Encode every rule and quality standard. Once again, you can use Claude for writing this itself. Test it against different inputs before you start building any workflow. The final step is to build and validate it. Connect the data sources, run inputs, note what fails and what doesn't. This starts becoming your next version, and as you iteratively improve, the Claude skill gets better and better. So that was an introduction to Claude Skills. Now, if you are a team that is spending hours on tasks that look the same every week, we'll be more than happy to show you what the automated version of those tasks look like. The full article, which includes screenshots, examples, and codes, is linked in the description. And that's a very deeper dive. And the link to just reach out to us and book a call with us is also in the description. So if this was useful, do subscribe.